Straight from that to a fully automated Charles Pellegrin, who is joining us here on set. He's starting with another blockbuster deal for the maker of ChatGPT.
Fully automated, I'm not sure, but okay. OpenAI has signed a $38 billion deal with Amazon's cloud services unit to help satiate the company's bottomless demand for computing power. OpenAI has inked a number of deals with partners to fill that demand. This comes as it has received authorization to move away from its original nonprofit status. Meanwhile, tech stocks have continued their incredible rise, with Amazon closing the session on Monday 4% higher. Caroline Baum tells us more.
The latest in a flurry of deals, OpenAI has signed a $38 billion agreement with Amazon. The company, which created ChatGPT, can now run its artificial intelligence systems on Amazon's data centers in the US.
The rapid advancement of AI technology has created unprecedented demand for computing power. OpenAI will immediately start utilizing AWS Compute as part of this partnership, with all capacity targeted to be deployed before the end of 2026.
OpenAI had long expressed that it was not getting sufficient power from Microsoft, who had a final say on computing deals with other companies. The arrangement was renegotiated last week. OpenAI signed with Amazon just days later. But this is not the only big change for the company. Last week, U.S. regulators allowed the company, formed as a nonprofit, to form a new business structure. It can now raise capital and bring in profits more easily, though founder Sam Altman insists the company has not lost sight of its mission.
Our mission for both our nonprofit and public benefit corporation remains the same: to ensure that artificial general intelligence benefits all of humanity.
With more freedom than ever, the company is racing to build new data centers around the world, funding the construction with new deals with chip makers including NVIDIA, AMD, and Broadcom. The AI leader is fighting to keep up with the world's largest tech companies, who have committed hundreds of billions of dollars to AI in the past year. The massive investments have sparked fears of an AI bubble. And despite bringing in billions of dollars in annual revenue, OpenAI has yet to turn a profit.
Going to talk Starbucks now, selling its majority stake in its China business.
The U.S. coffee giant said it's forming a joint venture with Boyu Capital to operate its locations in the world's second largest economy. The deal's been valued at $4 billion, with the asset management firm holding a 60% interest, while Starbucks will hold the remaining 40% and keep control over brand licensing and intellectual property. This marks a turn for the company in China, where it's been present since 1999, growing the market into its second largest in the world in 2015, and currently with around 8,000 locations nationwide. Its total business there valued at around $13 billion. In its announcement, the Seattle company promised the joint venture would continue growing the brand's presence in China, with an aim of having over 20,000 stores over time.
So why has Starbucks made this move then?
Well, the company is undergoing big changes since CEO Brian Niccol was appointed last year, with the objective of turning around the business. In recent years, China's sales have been plummeting due to the pandemic, initially because of store closures and strict foot traffic regulations, but then by increased competition from local rivals like Luckin Coffee, who now has more stores in the country than Starbucks. Last week, though, the company did report sales in China stores had increased by 2%, fueled by a 9% increase in traffic, but profits have been blunted by steep discounts to compete with rivals.
South Korea next. President Lee Jae-myung declaring an economic victory there.
President Lee made his annual budget speech at the National Assembly in Seoul on Tuesday and declared that the economy has turned a corner. This as risks related to geopolitics and corporate governance appear to be easing. GDP growth in the third quarter rebounded to 1.2%, the highest level in 6 quarters. This as exports have held up in spite of uncertainties related to U.S. tariffs. Domestic demand has been improving as well, boosted by cash handouts from last year's budget. For the 2026 budget, Lee is proposing an 8.1% increase in spending. Take a listen to Lee Jae-myung.
We are now out of crisis status, having taken steps with some extraordinary determination in the past 5 months to cope with the severe economic crisis caused by the illegal martial law.
And we're going to end with a look on the markets.
European markets opening the Tuesday session lower, reversing positive sentiment we saw at the start of the week, and same as we saw in Asia earlier this Tuesday. You can see the DAX in Frankfurt down 1.36%. Let's focus on some company news here as well, with energy giant BP reporting a sharp rise in profit amid a company turnaround. This also coming as oil prices have been falling. CEO Murray Auchincloss launched a pivot back to its more profitable oil and gas business back in February, shelving its targets on reducing carbon emissions and slashing clean energy investments. The BP stock at the open this Tuesday was trading lower, about 0.4%.
Charles, thanks a lot. Charles Pellegrino with Business